Good afternoon. Here's the news at 4. First, the highlights. Governor Sanwo-Olu reaffirms commitment to promoting green business practices. Federal government to flag off Section 3 of Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway in December. On the front end, Gaza resumes polio vaccination campaign. And sport team Nigeria set to make first appearance at 2024 World Sambo Championship in Astana, Kazakhstan. Now the details. I am Taiwo Baruwa. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has reaffirmed the commitment of the state government to promoting green business practices and renewable energy in the state. Governor Sanwo-Olu stated this at the opening ceremony of the Lagos International Trade Fair 2024 with the theme Connecting Businesses, Creating Value. Governor Sanwo-Olu, who was represented by the Deputy Governor Bafemi Hamzat, noted that his administration has prioritized initiatives that reduce the state's carbon footprint, conserve its environment, and embrace renewable resources. Sanwo-Olu therefore invite all businesses and stakeholders in and outside the country to align with the values it's created, noting that the government works together with them towards a more sustainable Lagos for generations to come. While noting the importance of the theme, which resonates deeply with the collective vision for Lagos, Governor Sanwo-Olu said the mission of the state government is to position Lagos as a regional hub and a thriving global marketplace, one that harnesses the energy, resilience, and ingenuity of its people to drive forward economic prosperity and sustainable development. Members of the House of Representatives Committee on Ecology Fund have visited Lagos for first-hand experience of some erosion-prone areas to ensure that all appropriated funds are properly applied. The team, led by the Vice Chairman of the committee, Oyedeji Oyeshino, were received by the Commissioner for the Environment and the Water Resources, Tokunbo Wahab. Addressing newsmen after the tour, Oyeshino said the team was in Lagos just as it has gone round some other state in the geopolitical zone to finding a lasting solution to erosion challenges in the state. Oyeshino explained that the federal government had decided to pause on the use of ecological funds in order to allow the committee to conduct a holistic assessment and advise federal government on the subsequent disbursement of the funds to states appropriately. He stressed that part of the mandate of the committee is to ensure that all communities affected by erosion and other ecological issues are adequately catered for when the funds are allocated. Earlier in his welcome address, the Commissioner for the Environment and the Water Resources, Tokunbo Wahab, expressed optimism that residents of the erosion-prone areas in the state would have cause to enjoy the benefit of the funds. Wahab emphasized that it is very essential for the federal and state government to collaborate in ensuring a sustainable development of all parts and providing a quality living environment for all residents. The federal government has raised funds for the payment of withheld salaries of the non-academic staff union of federal universities, NASU. This is a conciliatory step by the federal government in addressing long-standing salary arrears and supporting federal university staff, some of whom have embarked on strike. According to the Director of Press and Public Relations, Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, Bawa Mokwa, the federal government has also allocated funds to cover benefits for retirees under the Nigeria Union of Pensioners Contributory Pension Scheme sector, further demonstrating its commitment to honoring pension obligations. Mokwa said payment have commenced with numerous NASU members confirming receipt of their salaries. He added the development is part of broader measures aimed at resolving financial grievances within Nigeria's higher education sector and improving the welfare of both active and retired personnel. Now to the rest of the stories. The Minister of Works, David Umahi, has confirmed that Section 3 of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway will be flagged off before mid-December. Umahi, who stated this during inspection tour of the first phase of the project in Lagos alongside members of the National Assembly Joint Committee on Works, explained that the delay in that section, which spans through Akwa Ibom and across River State, was occasioned by security challenges. He said construction of the coastal highway was never abandoned, as speculated in some quarters, appealing to the lawmakers to investigate rumors before serving summons on his ministry in order to avoid unnecessary distractions on progress of operations of the project.
If you are on this alignment illegally, you are not supposed to be paid. But Mr. President, out of a compassionate heart, directed that we should pay. We even paid Bacha. We are not supposed to pay for, Bacha, temporal structures. But people elected to go to court, and so I'm appealing to the National Assembly to understand that all those things are distractions. And subsequently, it's advisable that any committee, for example, that wants to invite works, let them clear with the two, committee chairmen.
The minister advised aggrieved persons to stop politicizing the coastal highway project, but rather approach the court, adding that the president was magnanimous in paying compensations to owners of illegal structures. Members of the committee assured of adequate support amidst petitions allegedly slowing down the pace of work on the coastal road, stressing that the National Assembly will ensure success of the project. Chairman, Senate Committee on Works, Barinada Mpege, advised the Minister of Works, Dave Umahi, to always make recourse to members of the Joint Committee on Works at the National Assembly in the event of unforeseen circumstances.
And I must commend Mr. President for this bold step of his. This is geared towards bringing our economy back. Like I've always said, for every society to thrive economically, road infrastructure is key, and that is what President Tinubu is doing. As Parliament, we continue to back Mr. President by making necessary appropriation to make sure this job doesn't suffer funding.
Our correspondent Abiola Fagbolago reports that the Minister of Works, David Umahi, reiterated that Section 1 of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway will be delivered by May 2025. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has expressed sadness over the sudden death of the chairman of Onigbongbo Local Council Development Area, LCDA of the state, Oladotun Olakanle. Sanwo-Olu, in a condolence message issued by his special advisor on media and publicity, Wega Koshile, said Olakanle's death is a colossal loss to Onigbongbo LCDA, the All Progressives Congress APC, and Lagos State as a whole. Olakanle, popularly called Tantolorun, died today after a brief illness at the age of 54. The governor sympathized with the immediate family of the departed, his friends and associates, members and leaders of the All Progressives Congress, Conference 57, and the entire people of Onigbongbo LCDA over the death of the late council chairman. In foreign news now, the final phase of a two-stage polio vaccination campaign has started in North Gaza. According to the World Health Organization, WHO, the second phase was postponed in October by United Nations agencies due to intense Israeli bombardment, mass displacement, and lack of access in the region. Gaza recorded its first case of polio in 25 years in August, which left a baby boy paralyzed and prompted the rollout of the program. The immunizations are assuming as 15 United Nations and humanitarian organizations have described the situation in North Gaza as apocalyptic nearly a month after an Israeli ground offensive began. The UN estimates that about 100,000 residents remain in dire conditions with severe shortages of food, water, and medical supplies. The Nigerian team is set to make its first appearance at the 2024 Sambo Championship in Astana, Kazakhstan from November 6 to 10 following a successful debut at the African Beach Sambo Championships in Morocco. The tournament, which will feature men's and women's sports sambo, men's and women's combat sambo, and men's SVI 1 totally blind athletes blind sambo, with total of 31 medals to be completed for by athletes from 80 countries. A significant highlight of the championship is the inclusion of women in combat sambo for the first time and the participation of blind athletes. The event will also serve as the final qualifying tournament for the World Games 2025 in Chengdu, China. Vice President and General Secretary of the Sambo Association of Nigeria, Sharif Ahmed, views the upcoming game as a groundbreaking opportunity. Nigeria will be represented by African women's champion Charity Jatau, James Chagwam, and Alani Balogun, while presenting the sole African competitor in the blind event, Samuel Kikere. And that's it on the news at 4. But just before we go, always carry out proper and adequate checks on your vehicle before setting out. You can follow us and like all the various social media platforms: X at Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 961.ng, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration supplied 86,000 dual furniture set to 775 public schools? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has reaffirmed the commitment of the state government to promoting green business practices and renewable energy in the state. Minister of Works David Umahi has confirmed that Section 3 of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway will be flagged off before mid-December. We also told you that the final phase of a two-stage polio vaccination campaign has started in North Gaza. And finally, in sport, the Nigerian team is set to make its first appearance at the 2024 World Sambo Championship in Astana, Kazakhstan from November 6 to 10, following a successful debut at the African Beach Sambo Championships in Morocco. For contacts with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Zainab Adebeshi. I am Taiwo Baruwa. Thank you for listening. Good afternoon.